Hello and welcome to Flow 20 Energize. Today you might need one block, so go ahead and have that ready on your mat. And then whenever you're ready, meet me in child's pose. So the knees are wide, big toes together, and sit the hips back onto the heels. From here, lengthen the arms and let the forehead come to melt onto the floor. We'll take a moment here just to prepare ourselves for our practice today. So take in some nice deep breaths. Inhale through the nose and exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. One more breath, just like that. Allow the belly just to fall between the thighs. Stay grounded and connected with your breath here. Slowly take the hands to the lower back, interlace the fingers and pull the palms together. From here, start to work the knuckles up towards the ceiling as you come onto the crown of the head if that's available to you. Let the hips come over the knees and start to drive the knuckles up. Slowly release it back down, reach the knuckles to the wall behind you. Come back onto the forehead, release the hands out long. Take the gaze between the hands and let the hands come out onto the pinkies. From here, round yourself. Come onto the forearms into a low forearm plank, so make sure the elbows are right below the shoulders. Try to keep the wrists and the hands in line with the elbows. The knees are right below the hips, and from here we're going to cat-cow. So exhale, round the spine, pull everything up and in, take the gaze to the thighs, and then inhale, small back bend, take your gaze forward. Exhale again, big rounding through the spine, pull everything in. Take the gaze back, and then inhale, find that length. Round again. Keep the toes tucked under. Inhale, find that length, back bend. Come into a nice neutral spine on the next exhale. Step the feet back, come into a forearm plank. Keep the abdominals nice and strong, making sure the hips aren't piking up, but they're not also falling towards the floor. Press the heels back like they're going into the wall behind you. Keep lifting up and out of the shoulders, and then slowly lower all the way down. Untuck the toes, come on the shoelace part of the foot into Sphinx pose. Elbows directly below the shoulders, take your gaze forward. Imagine pulling the elbows back so you can find that length and that opening through the chest, through the collarbones, taking up space through the front part of your body. Feet are about hips distance apart, pressing into the shoelace part of the foot. From here, tent the fingers, take them out a little further from the body and come up into a straight arm. Slowly lower all the way down. Onto the forehead, onto your chest. Take the hands to the low back, just like we did when we were in our child's pose. Interlace the fingers. Draw the palms towards each other. And from here, pull the knuckles back towards the feet and lift your chest off the floor. Press through the shoelace part of the feet to find more height through the upper body. Opening up the chest and the shoulders, keep pulling the knuckles back. Keep your gaze down at the floor. And then slowly start to release. Come on to one cheek. Bring the hands back to the small of your back. And slowly release the hands. Hands are right next to the chest. Pull the elbows in nice and tight. Keep pressing through the shoelace part of the foot. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. And slowly lift the upper body up into cobra. Very little weight in the hands. Use your low back to find more height. Stay grounded through the hips to the tops of the feet and connected with your breath. Slowly lower down onto the other cheek. Bring the hands right next to the chest, under the shoulders. Pull the elbows in. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears as you come all the way up. Extending the arms out straight, taking your gaze in front of you. Feel the abdominals stretching and the chest opening up. From here, scooch yourself just a little forward, so you're making sure the shoulders are right over the wrists. Come up onto the shoelace part of the foot. Thighs are off the floor. Tuck the toes and then drive back to down dog. Keep driving the sits bones high to the ceiling. Drive your chest back towards the thighs. Come up onto the tippy toes, onto the balls of the feet. Bend the knees. Drive the chest back. Find that opening and that lengthening through the upper body. Straighten the legs back out. Bend one knee, lengthen the other leg. So really open up the hamstring and then switch. Again, switch sides. Bend one knee, lengthen the opposite leg, and then switch. Make sure you're lifting up and out of the shoulders. So you're finding length and power through your arms. From here, slowly walk the hands back towards the feet to the back of your mat. Fold over the legs. Grab opposite elbows and gently just sway side to side. Slowly work your way back to center. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale, sigh it out. From here, release the hands to the floor. Bend your knees soft, let the belly rest on the thighs as you slowly pull yourself all the way up to stand. Head's the last thing to rise up. Roll the shoulders at the top, open up the chest, and walk towards the front short edge of your mat. Bring the feet together so the big toes are touching, but the heels have a little space between them. Reach the arms out long, palms open towards the front of the room. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, fold through center. Inhale, find a long spine. Pull the crown of the head forward. Exhale, step the right foot back. Let your right knee melt to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Open up the right hip. Slowly start to find more opening through the front side of the body, and then exhale. Release the right hand to the floor. Inhale, reach the left arm up to the sky, opening your chest to the inner left thigh. From here, reach the arm back. Use the arm to grab that right foot. Pull the heel in towards the glute and feel a big opening through the quadricep and the hip flexor. Taking the gaze up to the ceiling. If it's comfortable, feel free to lower onto the forearm here. Slowly release that leg. If you came onto the forearm, come back up onto the hands. Inhale, reach the arms back overhead. Stacking the chest right over the hips. Reach the left arm towards the back of the left hip and reach the right arm overhead. Slowly release the right hand back to the floor. Lift the right knee from the floor. And we're going to flip our dog. So step through side plank, drop the foot, and open your hips up towards the ceiling. Slowly unravel, come back to center, and come through your vinyasa. Lower down, inhale, take the gaze forward, and then exhale back, down dog. Inhale the right foot high to the sky, and then bend the knee, open the hips to the right side of the room. On the exhale, step the right foot through to the hand. Let your left knee melt to the floor. Inhale, reach the right arm to the ceiling. Open the chest to the inner right thigh. Slowly release and then inhale, both arms overhead. Take the gaze up, open the chest and the front side of the body. Bring the hands back to the floor. Lift the left knee from the mat. And then step the left foot all the way through, balancing on the right foot. Grab the left foot with the left hand. Take the right hand to the heart, bend the right knee, and slowly start to hinge, almost like you're going to go into a warrior 3. But then stop as the chest is still open to the wall in front of you. From here, push the left foot into the hand, find space through the shoulder and through the heel and glute, and then reach the right arm forward. Come into dancer's pose. Slowly bring everything back, release the left leg, shake it out. Nice job. Come back to the front of the mat, reach the arms down. Take a deep breath in and exhale, let it out. Bring your big toes to touch again, but keep the space between the heels. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, dive through center. Inhale, find that half back. Exhale, step your left foot back this time and let the knee melt to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Take the gaze up, find more space through the hip and through the chest. From here, bring the left hand back to the floor. Inhale, right arm up. Open the chest to the inner right thigh. We're going to reach the top arm back to grab that left foot. Pull the heel towards the glute. Open up the chest still to the inner right thigh. And again, if you came onto the forearm on the other side, try to mirror that here. Feel the opening through the quadricep and the hip. Slowly walk yourself back up on the hand if you came onto the forearm. Release that back foot. Inhale, reach the left arm up and over, placing the right hand on the small of the right side, low back. And then cartwheel the left hand back to the floor. Step through side plank and flip your dog. From here, slowly come back to plank and move through your vinyasa. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back down dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, left foot to the sky. Bend that knee, open the hips. Slowly bring it back through center and step the foot to the hands. Let your right knee melt down. Inhale, open the chest to the inner left thigh. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Release down. Inhale, reach both arms overhead. Find length through the front side of your body. Bring your hands to heart. Power through the left. Float the right foot all the way through to balance. Knee in line with hip. Setting ourselves up for dancer's pose. So right hand to right foot. Left hand to the heart. Hinging from the hips slightly as you push the right foot into the hand, opening the shoulder. Pull the heel away from the glute. And when you have your balance, reach the left arm out long. Slowly bring everything back to center. Release the right foot, shake it out. Nice job. Come back to the top of the mat, palms open to the room in front of you. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose and exhale, side out. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, fold through center. Inhale, half back, find that length. Exhale, fold. Step both feet back, high plank, come through your vinyasa, chaturanga. Untuck the toes, inhale, up dog. Keep the gaze up. Exhale, drop the knees and sit back into child's pose, just like we started practice today. Take the knees wide and the big toes together so you can just rest here in this child's pose. letting the belly fall between the thighs. Slowly walk the hands in and press yourself up. Bring the inner thighs together and have a seat on your heels. As we set ourselves up into a camel, if you need the blocks, place them back towards the ankles or the toes. From here, lift the hips from the heels, tuck your toes under. Drive the hips forward so you can get the hips over the knees. But as you do this, try not to pop open the rib cage and just keep pressing the pelvis forward. Use the hamstrings and the glutes to find space and to find length through the front side of the body, energizing and empowering through your posterior chain. Take the hands to the hips or to the small of the back. From here, take a nice deep inhale and exhale, open up the chest. Take your gaze up to the ceiling. Keep driving the hips forward, using your hands as a support for your lower back. If you want to reach back towards those blocks that are next to the ankles, keep the hips driving forward as you take the hands towards those blocks. And then open the chest up towards the ceiling. As it stems from the collarbones, you can let the head start to fall back. And if that's not comfortable, feel free to leave the gaze up towards the ceiling. But find that expansion, that opening through the chest. Slowly walk the hands back to the small of your back and bring the chest back over the hips. Take your gaze to the wall in front of you. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, untuck the toes and have a seat back on the heels. If you use blocks, go ahead and set them back off to the side. And then slowly work your way to sit. From here, slowly unravel yourself all the way onto the floor. Hug the knees into the chest. Keep the right knee into the chest and extend the left leg out long. Pull the right knee across the body. Feel the opening through the right hip. Slowly bring the right knee back into center, extend it out long, and bring the left knee in. From here, gently pull the left knee across the body, making sure to keep the left shoulder connected with the floor. I hope after today's flow, I left you feeling energized and ready to take on the day. Slowly come back to center, hug both knees into the chest, and gently rock side to side. Beautiful flow today, PELWELL family. Exhale, hug the knees in and roll yourself all the way up. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to continue to follow this program and our many other wellness programs. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale through the nose, and as we finish our practice today, exhale, sigh it out. Until next time, PELWELL family, be well.